Hi, I'm Stefanie Wainwright. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and my life is chaotic all the time. So I created this podcast to help you find the funny, the good, while navigating through the chaos. This is Chaotic Compass Podcast.
Okay, what is up, guys? Gonna adjust the mic a little bit here. Stefanie here, Chaotic Compass. How's it going? How's life? How's it treating you? Life is crazy and at times idiotic over here. So that's what I'm gonna do on today's episode. If you don't know me, I've got 4 kids. We got 2 businesses. I've been married 3 times. I've got a husband that has ADHD, and I feel like I have 5 kids at some points. And so that's my life, right? I have chaos all the time, and so that speaks to this podcast, chaos, and I'm trying to navigate through it. So hence the compass, chaotic compass. And so today's topic, I am going to talk a little bit about this past week. Somebody deemed me as an adult. I don't know who. Somebody was like, oh my gosh, you are the adult in this family. And you need to raise these 4 beautiful children, 2 that you birthed and 2 that you didn't, but you're going to claim them all. And you need to, adult and be the parent for your husband. You need to help him navigate through life. And you need to be the parent and help your mother, figure out how to be a better human. Basically, I am the adult in this household, and I don't want to be. I don't know who was like, oh my God, you are the adultest adult. You are the adultist. No, you are the adultier adult in this house. And so therefore it's your job. So let's go. Stefanie is gonna step up to the plate apparently. And so a few things that have happened in this last week were, just literally last night, I'm thinking back through all of these things and I just cried. I'm over here like, who put me in charge? Who put me in charge? Can I take that back? Can I just be like, hey, no, I'm cool. I would rather be a kid. Can I just say no? Can I just not? Because I don't want to. And this is why I drink. So, and that's another thing. If you're new to this show, if you're new here, hey, I drink a lot and I usually explain typically the topics around why I'm drinking. And so this is why I drink. Some weeks I introduce some new ciders that I'm trying because I love ciders, or new alcohol that I'm trying. This week is a good old faithful vodka and tonic. I switch over to vodka when it's warmer. It is definitely not warmer today. I'm in my purple sweatshirt. It's a hoodie zipper jacket and I'm trying to stay warm. It's not warm. It's supposed to be warm tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like if I just keep sipping on the vodka, it's gonna happen sooner. Sure, go with it, right? It's 5:00 somewhere, put an umbrella in it and just, sip away and just dream you're on the beach in something warm, okay? Manifest that into your life, okay? We're not going to get into manifesting. That's for another show. All right, so I am not adult enough for this shit. Number 1. So this past weekend is always a backstory. I can't just be like, this is why I'm not adult for this. All right, so backstory. This past weekend, we went to my mother-in-law's house, my husband's mom. We took all 4 kids and we celebrated our youngest little. She just turned 9. And we celebrated her birthday up there for the whole weekend. We drove up there Friday. We came home on Sunday. I do this because my mother-in-law is, if she could have us living there, like if she could have us like inserted in her bum, she loves us just so much. She wants all the people all the time. She's got a beautiful house up there, a ton of acreage. Kids can roam and go and play. Friday night, we're all kind of winding down. I'm getting the kids to get in their PJs, whomever needed to take a shower, whatever. And we're getting the kids to brush their teeth. And I kind of doing the patrol, making sure everybody's where they're. I know. I'm on patrol. I'm like, got my gun cocked and loaded. Like, are you in your position? Are you where you need to be, ma'am, sir? You need to be here. That's literally my job. I'm on patrol. So I'm patrolling the halls, making sure people are where they need to be and doing what they need to be doing. And I noticed there's a tiff going on between the three youngest. Gary is 12, Liam is 10, Isla is 9. Gary is apparently has realized that he doesn't have his toothbrush. He knows he has brought it, and he's not 100% sure if he left it in the car. Why it's not in a suitcase, we'll never know. That's another story for another day. But he's like, oh my gosh, my toothbrush is not in my suitcase, and I'm pretty sure it's in the car. And he's put it to the panel of the two younger kids of what should I do? I'm literally in the hallway, kind of by the door, just listening to this go on. And for me at this point, it's a social experiment. I'm not going to intervene and tell these kids what to do, right? When it becomes a hazard of health, yes, but I kind of want to see where their thought process is. I want to see, and then I'm going to autocorrect if they need to come back to the path, right? But I want to see their critical thinking skills. And this homie puts it to a panel, and that's cool. A panel appears. Not always the best idea, but hey, what does the panel of peers think? And the panel of peers between the youngest two, are 10 and 9, decide, hey, why don't you go and tell a parent? And they use the word parent, not like mom or dad or, naming me as Stephanie or naming my husband as Ryan. Just go tell a parent, and that could mean grandparent as well. So there's 4 adults in this house that you could tell a parent that you don't have what you need and see if they can get you the keys to go out to the car and check that. The other child is recommending, maybe Grammy, the grandparent, might have some extras in the house, which she always does. This girl is down for hosting, I'm just saying, but she always has extras in the house. And so maybe Grammy has an extra. Why don't you go talk to Grammy? This is probably the safer of the two options because he knows that me, especially, but my husband might have more friction. Homie, being 12, steers away from both of those options. He goes with none. So I'm listening in and I'm gathering information. Everybody's brushed their teeth. We're getting ready to go to bed. And I go in there. The 3 little sleep in the same room. And so I'm like, hey, has everybody brushed their teeth? I already know the answer. So I'm just waiting for him to be like, hey, no, I didn't. And so then we would figure it out together. But homie lied, which both my husband and I were not expecting. We were totally not anticipating. And so that sent me into this, whoa, all right. I was like, has everybody brushed their teeth? And he said, yes. I was like, oh, wow, Gary, really? You brushed your teeth? He's like, yeah, I think so. So I repeat back to him, it's a yes or no answer. You brushed your teeth or you didn't. Gary, did you brush your teeth? And he answers the same way. Yes, I think so. And so I was like, I'm going to give you one more chance. And here's the information, right? And so I'm telling him, like, I know that there are 3 toothbrushes in the bathroom. Gary, did you brush your teeth? I don't think I did. And I was like, here's the problem. I'm asking you a specific yes or no question, and you're only making it worse right now. So, Gary, did you brush your teeth? And he said, no. And I was like, okay, so why did you not? And so this is where I was, we had this whole, you've already lied. We had this conversation. And so I was like, hey, what the heck with the part in the beginning? Like I was thinking we're going to have this conversation of you have a problem and we're going to discuss how to solve the problem. But you assumed that you were going to be able to, he's literally telling me this. He's like, I thought that I could just not get my teeth brushed tonight and that I can get in the morning and I'll brush my teeth in the morning. And it's like, that could be a possible solution, right? But you didn't have that conversation with me. You didn't have that conversation with me. You assumed that that was good for me and Dad. You didn't know if that was actually good. You assumed. That's where you messed up. If you have a problem, you need to come to a grown-up and say, this is my problem. This is my potential solution. Is that good enough? That's what I'm trying to explain to him. But now we've got on top of that, you fucking lied. Who put me in charge of this? Now I've got to deal with your lying ass shit. Man, like, come on. Lying ass about fucking brushing your teeth. You want your teeth to rot out? Go ahead, bro. Like, do you? Like, what the fuck? You won't lie about it. Like, I caught you. I'm telling you. I'm literally saying, hey, there's 3 toothbrushes in the bathroom. And you still like, oh, I don't know. Like, come on, man. Come on. So that was like first number 1. Like, I've got to deal with lying homie over if I brush my teeth or not. Number 1, dealing with Gary lying. And I dealt with that. I was literally, because I witnessed, this is kind of getting into the side, but the reason why I kind of dealt with that, my husband was there, but because I can hear better. My husband, he can't hear for shit. And so because I was hearing the conversation that was going on between the littles, and I was like, don't interrupt. Let's just see how this plays out. Right. And so I was just kind of seeing how the social experiment was going to play out. And it wasn't me going to be instantly reprimanding Gary no, it was like, hey, I'm hearing, once we kind of got through that, hey, did you brush your teeth? Be like, oh, no, I didn't. And it's like, okay, let's solve the problem. But then on top of that, we've got lies. And so and now I'm over here trying to figure out what the fuck with you lied about brushing your teeth. Right? We're 12. Okay. Speaking of 12-year-old antics, right? Number 2 this week. This is just this week. That was Friday night and then last night, Wednesday night, we had an incident. We had everybody at the table, literally all 4 kids, me, my husband, and my parents at the table. We have 8 people at the table. And Gary, again, the story's about Gary, 12 years old, rips one at the table. Like, not just like, oh my gosh, like, no, like old man style fucking rips one at the table. Okay. I hear it, but I had a mouthful of food. And so I'm trying to chew through that to reprimand him. And at this point, my mom had already noticed. Is that, she's saying, is that what I thought it was? And then Gary starts laughing his ass off. You're 12. Okay. And so you're not 5. And that was the wrong response. And so that pisses my mom off. And so I'm trying to, like, now I've eaten the food that was in my mouth. I'm not trying to talk with my mouth full. And so I'm like, look, man, that's definitely not appropriate. Like, come on, you like say you're sorry and then we move on. But my mom takes it to another level. And that's my mom. My mom she doesn't know how to teach. I'm trying to figure out the words here, and this is probably not the right words, but my mom doesn't really know how to teach. She kind of goes to the level of belittling. So she then says, if you want to shit your pants, you need to leave the table. And so I'm like, come on, Mom. Like, you don't need to say that, and so I'm just trying to, and then my mom gets upset because I've said something to her. This is my kid, right? You had your chance to do the parenting thing, and I appreciate you saying something, but I'm trying to defuse the situation. And then she gets pissed off and goes in the other room, right? At least this time she didn't slam doors. So, she did say, I'm going to leave the table before I fucking say anything, and so she did cuss one more time. But I'm over here. I've got 2 situations now in this one instance. I've got to teach my 12-year-old that it's not okay to fart at the table without being sympathetic and empathetic to the people that are around you at the table, right? And then two, I've got to teach my 61-year-old mother that it's not okay to belittle kids, right? You need to teach them. He's 12. You have to teach them. I've now got two instances in one happening where I've got to teach a 12-year-old and a 61-year-old of how to be, right? And again, who left me in charge? Who the fuck left me in charge? I don't want to be this person. Right? Like, and then the whole while I'm looking over my husband and he apparently he didn't hear. And then we kind of going back through like the aftermath. I handled this shit like a champ, right? I didn't lose my shit. I didn't lose shit on my mom. I didn't lose my shit on the kid. But, looking at my husband, I'm like, say something. Just say something. But okay, whatever. And so my mom went in the other room, and I've diffused that bomb. With Gary, there's always a follow-up. I always feel that it's necessary once you say what you say. You can have a massive monologue with a kid, or a lecture, they're only going to pick up so much. And I always feel that it's necessary to do a follow-up. Hey, where did you mess up at? I farted at the table. We don't fart at the tables. And so are you a 12-year-old or are you immature? Because I feel like how you handled that situation was a very immature, thing. And so I'm trying to explain that to him. So if you need to fart, please excuse yourself and go do that elsewhere. Or if it happens to slip out, please just, say, excuse me, and then move on. We don't need the instant reaction of giggling, right? I'm trying to be mature with this. But the other side of it, how do you teach a 61-year-old to teach without belittling? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to teach quote, quote, old dog new tricks. I don't know how to do that. So that's a topic for another day. Then going back through it with my husband, I'm like, and he was like, no, by the time I realized what was going on, your mom had already said, something about shitting your pants and you were already handling it. And so I'm like, but there was a follow-up to make sure that Gary, and so, or to back me up or something here, because at this point I'm literally handling this myself. I just needed a little backup. I don't know if you're a parent and in like not like a single parent, or if you're in a situation where there's parenting, how do you handle that? I just like that for me is hard. If I feel like I'm doing all the parenting, then what are you even doing? Is that my chore? Is that my chore today to be a parent? And because you cook dinner, you get to clock out from that. So that's another place this week that I was adulting beyond adulting. Somebody left me in charge. My last thing was literally this morning. My husband's going to kill me there. But so I get back from Thursday mornings are always the worst. And not like the worst, but it's always the most chaotic because we have all 4 kids on Wednesday nights. And so all 4 kids need to go to wherever in the morning. So Thursday mornings, I drive and drop off Kylie so she can walk over to her school. And then on the way back this morning, I parked in our driveway. And when I put it in park, my car was like, hey, you're not shifting in park. And I was like, bitch, you're not moving. And so, yes, I am in park. And so I put it in drive, I move a little bit forward, and then I put it back in park. And it's like, hey, you're not in park. And I'm like, fuck me. I swear, with any little inconvenience, I mean, this is kind of a big inconvenience, but I'm like, little inconveniences, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna lose it. I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm gonna get it together, but I'm already starting to well up with the tears, and so I'm gonna get it together. I'm like, okay, so I put it in reverse and then scooch back a little bit in the driveway and then put it back in park. And it's like, hey, you're not in park. And I'm like, oh my God, I put it in park and you're engaged in park and you're not moving. So you're in park. And so I'm like, okay, I will put the parking brake up and then maybe it'll realize, hey, I'm in park. And then that's when, so normally when the parking brake goes on, or the little light will blink and then it'll engage and it'll be completely lit up when the parking brake is engaged. This didn't happen. It starts blinking. It's just blinking. And I'm like, well, that's not good. And then this other yellow light that has a P on it, that's like yellow now, fully. I'm like, well, I've never seen that one before. That's cool. That's great. Looking it up, apparently there's some electronical brake issue that's going on. I was like, cool. This is so great. The electronic parking issue. But before that, I'm realizing there's lots of lights going on. And so I turn the car off and it's beeping. It's beeping at me saying, hey, you need to put this in park, bitch. Like, you know, you're just going to roll down the hill. And I'm like, there's no hill. It's fine. I get out, I slam the door because it's like screaming at me. And then the horn honks. It's like, you're not in park. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. And I'm like rushing inside. I put my coffee down. I grab some water. I chug some water. I'm like, tell my husband, I'm like, my car is fucking up. My car is fucking up and I'm trying to get my shit together and I'm chugging water at this point. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my stuff together. I'm going to go back out there. And if I'm not back in 10 minutes, send for psychiatric help because I'm probably going to be in the driveway in the fetal position. So I tell my husband. And so I'm thinking like, this is like a signal. This is the bat signal that's going up, right? Help, right? So he's, you know, wrapping up. I don't know what he was doing. And so like I go back out. I thinking maybe because I let the car sit and rest, maybe it had a long drive, the 5 miles to my kid's school and back. And so I'm like, okay, maybe it needed a rest. And I come back and it's still beeping at me in the car, you know, and I'm like, okay, I get back in and I start it back up and it's still freaking the fuck out. And I put it in reverse and the parking brake is still on. So I can't move and I can't disengage the parking brake and I'm freaking out. I'm like, I can't disengage the parking brake. And so I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And so I put it back in park and it's like, you're not in park. And I'm like, I literally can't go anywhere. I can't move. How are you telling me I'm not in park when I can't move? But okay, it's fine. And everything's like blinking at me and it's giving me PTSD from the time when we drove down to Hatteras and my alternator died in my car and all the lights were blinking and we had to sit on the side of the road in the middle of July and it was hot as fuck and I thought we were going to die of heat exhaustion. Give me PTSD. Okay, right? Blinky lights, PTSD. I'm like, okay. And I look up in the book. I'm figuring out, okay, so when it's blinking, the parking light blinking, this is this, and this yellow light means this. And so I bring my freaking manual back in. And so at this point, you know, a few minutes has passed by. So I bring this back in to my husband and I'm like, I'm thinking he's got the bat signal and he's going to come back outside. Like he's on the way out. He's put his bat cape on and he's coming to help me. Of all the superheroes, Batman's pretty fucking lame, but you know, whatever. I come back in thinking, okay, he's getting his cape on, he's getting suited up, you know, he went down to the bat cave and he came back up, but no, homie is over there reading the fucking newspaper. He literally whipped out the newspaper that I had just brought in and he's reading this. He's reading the front cover, y'all. Again, who left me in charge? 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 Who said that I'm the adultiest adult here? I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I'm like, I know what I need. I need something to disconnect the battery because I'm just going to freaking Nintendo this shit. I'm going to, you know, treat this like a computer. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? Like not just turning it off. I'm going to unplug the battery and see if that works. But Stefanie, being Stefanie, I don't know what is needed to disconnect this, right? I'm going to learn. I'm about to fucking learn, but I'm like, I need you. And he's coming out. We disconnect the battery. It resets whatever. Now I've got to reset the time clock in my car and I've got to reset a bunch of shit, but it's fine. At least it's putting into drive and the parking brake not stuck. And so I've got that. But I was like, so if this happens again, I'm literally in the grocery store parking lot and this happens again, I need the tool. I need the thingy. I need the little cranky thingy. And he's over here like, staring at me with a blank face of, I'm like, I need the thing to fix the thing. I need the thing. You know, the thing, the tool. And he's, oh, right. Yeah. The wrench, the socket. Yeah. Okay. And he's laughing at me at this point. And I'm like, yeah, I had palsy for a minute, and I don't know the words that are specifically, but I was using hand signals and trying to crank the imaginary tool in the air. And so you knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. You're just fucking around and trying to like watch me flop around with my freaking arms in the air. You knew what I meant. You knew it. You were just looking at this as comedic value at this point, because I've done lost my fucking shit this morning, and it wasn't even 8 o'clock. At this point, it was literally this morning. I'd had half a cup of coffee and I've done lost my shit. Yay for me. It's literally anything minor. I mean, this wasn't minor, but it's anything that happens in my life. I'm over here like in the fetal position. My car, the lady at the grocery store telling me, oh my God, like this is a joke, but it's not a joke. The Wi-Fi going out. I'm literally in the fetal position on at least a weekly basis, if not daily basis. Okay. So number 3, my car's a bitch. Now I have a cool new socket wrench with the appropriate socket in my glove compartment in case my battery needs to be disconnected, like pulling out a cartridge in Nintendo, blowing it and putting it back in. I've got that going on for me with my car, which my car is a 2018 car and it shouldn't be acting like this, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not, but it's fine. I'm trying my best. We're trying our best. Everybody's trying our best. And I'm just trying to figure out who the fuck left me in charge. Who? I want to know, because I want to see that committee, because I would love to fire every single one of them. I don't want to be the adult. Who thought that I was the most adult of the adults? I don't want to do this anymore. I would love to just opt out. Can I unsubscribe, or can I just be like, oh, this trial version is not working for me, and just not? Can I get my money back? What the fuck? A long story short, that's my week, guys. Just the 3 highlights of the bullshit of this week. I've got lion ass over toothpaste. I got farting kids and drama at the dinner table, and I've got my car being a bitch. That's what I've got going on this week. Tell me, hey, do you have shit going on this week that you think that you need some help navigating through? Because I can talk you through it, because apparently I'm the adult in this situation. I'm the adult. I'm an adult. Hey guys, it's me. I'm the adult. I don't know. Looking at me, I'm over here looking like a homeless person, like or 90-year-old granny. I don't know. My hair is all a hot mess, and I'm wrapped up in like layers. I'm trying to keep warm. Today is only like in the 50s. Tomorrow is supposed to be 70, and I'm gonna go sit in the sun tomorrow. And I'm just gonna hope that the vitamin D resonates and hits some part of my body to rejuvenate it, because my adult is depleted. I'm lacking an adult. I definitely need a nap and a blankie and a juice box and a snack or 2 or 12. Yeah. Where's those days? Why? I would love to have those days back. So if you're down for a nap club, let me know. Cool. We should totally do that. I appreciate you for listening and hearing me bitch about not being adult enough here. I hope it resonates with you. Again, I'm going to say it. If it resonates with you, cool. If it doesn't, that's cool too. Take what you need and leave what you don't. There are a lot of people that criticize me a lot about the things that they don't resonate with. And again, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying. And I hope it resonates with at least one of you guys out there, and that's all it's about. So have a great night, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support. If you really loved today's episode, you should subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications of when my next episode launches. So another way to be super awesome would be to leave a rating and review, or recommend it to your friends and family. If you're wicked awesome, you've already done all three. Another way to keep up with me and my crazy family is check out my website at chaoticcompass.com, and I do blog and other stuff there. So I appreciate everything for you guys. I do this for you, so keep it up, because the more you subscribe, the more I do.